express concentration is through mole fraction. Mole fraction can be denoted as what? X. Take note. Mole fraction can be denoted as X. So when I say X, I'm talking about mole fraction. Now when I write X solute, it means mole fraction of the solute. Okay? What is mole fraction? Mole fraction is simply a fraction or a ratio between the mole of the solute and the mole of the solution. Okay? So now, how do we calculate the mole fraction of a solute? That is, what is the fraction of the solute in the solution? That is what is meant by mole fraction. Okay? So this time around, we are now converting to percentage. That's why it is what? A fraction, not a percentage. Okay? So mole fraction of solute is the number of mole of the solute in question over the total mole of the solution, including the mole of the solute and the mole of the what? Solvent. Now please, let's denote mole of solute as small n and mole of solvent as capital N. Automatically, mole fraction of solute, from what I'm giving you, is equal to small n over small n plus capital N. How did I get this? N represents the mole of solute. Small n represents the mole of solute. Capital N represents the mole of the what? Solvent. So mole of solute divided by mole of solute plus mole of solvent will give you the mole fraction of the solute. Now, what if you are told to find the mole fraction of the what? Solvent. Solvent. Remember, all we have gotten so far is the mole fraction of the solute. The mole fraction of the solute is this over this. That of the solvent will become solvent, the mole of the solvent over the total number of mole again. Spot the difference. The difference lies in the what? What's at the numerator. For here we have mole of the solute, but for here we have the mole of the what? Solvent. Okay? So class, take note. Mole fraction does not have no unit. It does not have any units. Okay? It doesn't have any units because the units will cancel out. Mole, they will cancel out. Okay? So take note again. Mole fraction of this solute plus mole fraction of this solvent, all of them must be equal to what? 1. And take note again, whenever you are calculating mole fraction, the mole fraction value, the value cannot be greater than 1. You know why? Because if this mole is, let's say we have a solution having this and this, and you're calculating the mole fraction of this, you can never get a value greater than 1 because this one will always be smaller than this one, because you're taking just one part of this guy and put at the top here and dividing by everything here. So mole fraction, the values are always 0 point something or close to 1, but they are not what? 1. So take a look at the question on the board. Or we are still on mole fraction, okay? So calculate the mole fraction of HCl in solution of HCl in water containing 36% HCl by weight. Understand this question first. The question is saying you should calculate the mole fraction of the HCl in water. HCl in water. So HCl is the solute, okay? And water is the solvent. So that's 6% of HCl by weight. So out of the solution, in the solution 36% is taken to be HCl. So by weight. So if 36% by weight is HCl, then it means that HCl is 36 grams. Okay? The remaining 64%, out of 100%, 36% is HCl. So it means 64% should be what? Out of the water. So it means that 64% by weight, which is water, is equal to 64 grams. Okay? So we have gotten the mass of the HCl and also the mass of the what? Water. What next? You find the mole. Remember that mole fraction of HCl, which is the solute, is number of mole of the HCl all over number of mole of the same HCl plus number of mole of water. Okay? So you need to get these things, then you solve. To get it is very easy. So let's get the number of moles for HCl. Number of moles of HCl is equal to 36 over the molar mass. The molar mass of this guy over the molar mass. What's the molar mass of HCl? Hydrogen is 1, chlorine is at 5.5. Sum it, you have 36.5. You divide. Okay? What do we have here? Have 0.99 mole. Okay? You do the same thing for water. Okay? Number of mole of water is equal to mass 64 over molar mass. Molar mass of water at your level, you should know that water is 18. I hope you know. 1 times 2 plus 16, 18 over 18. So you have, if you do this division, you have 3.56 mole. Okay? Now, watch carefully. We have gotten the things we need. We have gotten this. We have gotten this. So with these two values, we can come back to this our formula here and finish it off. So X HCl, which is the mole fraction of HCl, is simply going to be 0.99 all over 0.99 plus 3.56. So when you do this division and addition, you have 0.218. Okay? Which is the final answer. Take note, mole fraction is dimensionless. Okay? When you are done solving, leave your answer the way it is. Don't attach mole. Don't attach mole here. That is the mole fraction of this solute in this solution.